If Excel's remove duplicates keeps leaving duplicates behind, you're not imagining it. Most of the time, the duplicates aren't truly identical to Excel. They only look identical to you. One cell might have a trailing space, another might use a non-breaking space that you can't see, or the text might contain a hidden line break from a copy-paste. Case can also change results depending on the tool you use. The key is to stop thinking Excel is broken and start thinking my text isn't clean. Once you know the few patterns that cause this, you can fix them fast and make remove duplicates behave predictably. In this walkthrough, you'll learn how to diagnose the exact reason duplicates survive. Then you'll clean the data with simple formulas and a couple of reliable tools, and you'll end with a repeatable checklist you can use on any file. Let's start with what Excel actually compares when it decides two rows are duplicates. Next step. Remove duplicates works by comparing the exact underlying values in the selected columns. For text, that means every character counts, including spaces and invisible characters. A normal space and a non-breaking space are different characters. A plain hyphen and an em dash are different characters. Even a hidden carriage return at the end of a name makes it unique. For numbers, formatting doesn't matter, but the stored value does. For dates, the displayed date might match, while the stored value includes a time component, like midnight versus noon. Another big detail is scope. If you select multiple columns, Excel treats the entire row combination as the key. So two rows with the same email but different department won't be considered duplicates unless you only dedupe the email column. Once you accept that Excel is doing an exact match, the fix becomes simple. Decide your matching rule, then normalize the data to fit that rule. Next, let's quickly diagnose the most common culprit: extra spaces. Next step. Spaces are the #1 reason duplicates slip through. The tricky part is that you can have leading spaces, trailing spaces, or multiple spaces in the middle, and you might not notice any of them. A fast test is to compare lengths. If two identical names have different len values, you've found a problem. Another simple trick is to wrap the value in markers, like putting a pipe character before and after, so you can mentally spot leading or trailing blanks. The standard cleanup tool is trim. Trim removes leading and trailing spaces, and it also reduces multiple internal spaces down to a single space. That's perfect for names and general text, but it can be risky for codes where internal spacing is meaningful. So the rule is, use trim when internal spacing should not matter. If internal spacing must be preserved, you'll remove only leading and trailing spaces with a more careful approach. Now, even after trim, duplicates can still remain, because not all spaces are normal spaces. Next step. A non-breaking space is the classic hidden character that survives trim. It often comes from web pages, PDFs, and some exported systems. To you, it looks like a normal space, but Excel stores it as character 160, not 32. Trim mainly targets the normal space, so your cleaned text can still be different. The reliable fix is to replace the non-breaking space with a normal space, then trim. In formula terms, that's substitute to swap char 160 for a regular space, then trim to clean the edges and compress repeats. If you're using Excel 365, you can also use clean, but clean doesn't remove char 160 by itself, so you still need the substitute step. A good habit is to build a normalized helper column that applies these transformations and dedupe based on that helper column. That way you don't destroy the original data and you can audit what changed. Next up, line breaks and other non-printing characters that make text look identical but compare differently. Next step. Another frequent cause is hidden line breaks. You might have a name that ends with a line feed or an address with a carriage return. In Excel formulas, these are often char 10 and char 13. They can arrive from copy-paste, from CSV exports, or from data typed with Alt-Enter. Visually, you may not notice them if the cell isn't wrapping or if the break is at the end. The clean function helps here. Clean removes many non-printing characters, including common line breaks. But remember, clean won't fix non-breaking spaces, and it won't standardize punctuation. A practical general cleanup pattern is first swap char 160 to a normal space, then clean, then trim. After that, recheck len. If duplicates still remain, you're likely dealing with lookalike characters like different dash types, curly quotes, or mixed Unicode characters. Before we get to those, let's talk about case, because different Excel tools treat case differently. Next step. Most people assume case is the issue, but remove duplicates is typically case insensitive for plain text. That means Acme and Acme are usually treated as the same. However, case becomes a problem when you switch methods. For example, formulas like exact are case sensitive, and some Power Query steps can be configured differently. So you can end up with a mismatch where your helper column says two values differ, but remove duplicates merges them, or the opposite, depending on your workflow. The safe approach is to decide your rule. Do you want case to matter or not? If case should not matter, normalize it with upper or lower in the helper column. If case must matter, you'll need a method that respects case, such as using a case-sensitive key built with exact comparisons or a more controlled dedupe process. For most business lists like names and emails, making case-insensitive matching explicit with lower is the cleanest route. Next, let's tackle the sneakiest category, characters that look identical but are actually different symbols. Next step. Lookalike characters are brutal because your eyes can't reliably spot them. Common examples are hyphen versus end dash, straight quotes versus curly quotes, and different apostrophes. Another one is letters from different alphabets that resemble each other, like Latin A versus Cyrillic A. Excel will treat these as different characters, so duplicates remain. The way to handle this is standardization. If you know the specific character, use substitute to replace it with your preferred version. For broader cleanup, you can build a small replacement map table and apply multiple substitutions. In Microsoft 365, you can also use nested substitute or a lambda-based approach to apply a list of replacements. But even without that, a few targeted replacements solve most real files. The key is to focus on the characters that appear in your dataset, not to chase every possible Unicode edge case. Once standardized, your helper column becomes a reliable dedupe key. Now let's shift from text to dates and numbers, because duplicates can hide there too. Next step. With dates, the big trap is hidden time. Two cells can display the same date, but one is actually 2026-05-06-000, and the other is 2026-05-06-1423. If your format only shows the date, they look identical, but remove duplicates sees different values. The fix is to normalize dates to the level you care about. If you only care about the day, use INT to strip the time. If you care about minute-level uniqueness, round consistently. Numbers have a similar issue when they're stored as text. 00123 as text is not the same as 123 as a number. Also watch for decimal separators when data comes from different locales. A practical diagnostic is to check with IS text and IS number, and normalize with value where appropriate. Once you standardize types, remove duplicates becomes much more predictable. Next, let's talk about a mistake that looks like a data problem, but is really a selection problem, choosing the wrong columns to dedupe. Next step. Sometimes duplicates remain because you deduped on too many columns. Remove duplicates doesn't guess your intent. If you select name and email and department, then Excel only removes rows where all three match. So if the email repeats but the department differs, Excel keeps both rows, and it's doing the correct thing. The fix is to define your unique key. In many lists, email alone is the key. In others, it's a combination like first name plus last name plus birth date. If you need a multi-column key, it can help to build a helper key column that concatenates normalized values with a separator, like a pipe. The separator matters because AB plus C can collide with A plus BC if you don't separate. Once you have a clear key, you can dedupe based on that single column, and you'll get consistent results even when the dataset grows. Next, we'll build a practical clean key formula pattern you can reuse across projects. Next step. Here's a solid, reusable approach. Keep your original column and create a clean key column next to it. In that clean key, apply transformations in a consistent order. A common order for text is, first convert to a consistent case with lower, then replace non-breaking spaces, then remove non-printing characters, then trim. In formula terms, it's something like lower, and substitute for char 160, then clean, then trim. If you have known punctuation issues, Add targeted substitute steps after clean. For IDs where internal spaces matter, skip the compress internal spaces behavior and only remove edge spaces, or don't trim at all. The point is to encode your business rule. After the clean key is built, you can run remove duplicates on that T, or use it for a pivot table, countif checks, or validation. And because the original data stays untouched, you can always trace why two rows were considered the same. Next, let's cover quick ways to detect what kind of hidden difference you're dealing with. Next step, when you're not sure what's different, you need diagnostics. First, compare len between the two values. Different length means extra characters, often spaces or line breaks. If len matches, the difference may be a lookalike character. Next, use code on individual characters if the problem is near a specific spot, like the dash in a part number. For more complex cases, you can isolate suspicious characters by substituting known problem characters with a visible token, like replacing char 160 with NBSP. Another practical method is to create a difference finder column, compare the cleaned version to the original, and flag rows where they differ. That tells you which records were altered by your cleanup logic, so you can review a small subset instead of the whole list. Diagnostics matter because they prevent overcleaning. You want to remove noise, not accidentally change meaning, like turning AB into AB when double spaces are intentional. Next, we'll choose the right dedupe method: built-in remove duplicates, advanced filter, or a formula-based approach. Next step. Remove duplicates is fast and fine when your key is clean. Advanced filter can also extract unique records, and it's useful when you want a separate unique list rather than deleting rows. A formula-based method, like using unique on a cleaned key, is great when you want a dynamic result that updates as data changes. Each method has trade-offs. Remove duplicates is destructive unless you work on a copy. Advanced filter is less destructive but still manual. Unique is non-destructive and repeatable, but it requires a modern Excel version and careful handling of which columns you return. My rule is simple. If this is a one-time cleanup, clean key plus remove duplicates is efficient. If this is a recurring import, use a repeatable pipeline, clean key plus unique, or Power Query with explicit text cleaning steps. The important part is consistency. Duplicates problems usually come back when the next file is pasted from a different source. Next, let's put everything into a tight checklist you can run in under 5 minutes on most datasets. Next step. Here's the practical checklist. Step 1. Confirm your dedupe key, meaning which column or combination defines same. Step 2. Run a quick len check on a few suspicious duplicates. Step 3. Create a clean key helper column and apply the standard order. Fix char 160, then clean, then trim, plus lower if case should not matter. Step 4. If duplicates still remain, look for lookalike punctuation and standardize the specific characters you find. Step 5. Normalize types for dates and numbers, especially hidden time and numbers stored as text. Step 6. Dedupe using the clean key, not the raw column, and keep the original for audit. If you do those 6 steps, you'll solve the vast majority of Excel missed duplicates cases without guesswork, and you'll have a repeatable process you can hand to someone else and get the same result. Let's close with a quick mindset shift that prevents this problem in the first place, and then I'll ask you one simple question. Next step. The long-term fix is to treat deduping as a 2-part job: normalization, then matching. If you only match, you're at the mercy of whatever weird characters came in from email, PDFs, exports, or web forms. If you normalize first, matching becomes boring in a good way. Keep your raw data, build a clean key, and document what duplicate means for your business. That one decision prevents most confusion. If you want, you can even store your replacement rules like dash and quote standardization in a small table so the logic is transparent and easy to update. And when someone asks why 2 rows were removed, you can point to the key and show exactly what changed. If you found this useful, subscribe for more practical Excel troubleshooting like this. And for a quick check-in, leave a comment with your most common culprit: A, spaces, or B, hidden characters. I'm always testing new ways to work smarter. Subscribe to see what workflow I'm breaking down next.